In this guitar lesson, I'm going to teach you to play Season of the Witch by Donovan, also covered by Lana Del Rey and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Now, to follow along, you'll need to put a capo on the 2nd fret of your guitar. And once you've done that, we'll jump straight in with the chords. The song starts by alternating between G7 and C7, like this. When I look out of my window, so many sights to see. I look out of my window, so many different people to be. Now what I'm doing there is I'm playing 8 downstrokes in every bar. So the rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 the secret is to play those downstrokes quite softly. Don't hammer them too much, just try and play them fairly softly. That G7 to C7 alternation carries on until we get to the chorus. It's strange, so strange. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. You got to pick up every stitch. Now, at this point, we're going to get a 3rd chord brought into the equation, which is going to be D7. So the next part of the song takes us into the chorus, starting on the G, and we're going to play G major now rather than G7, okay? C7 must be this, and then D7, season of the, and then we keep on repeating that 3 chord alternation, G major to C7 to D7 throughout the chorus. Which, yeah, must be the season of the witch, yeah, must be the season of the witch, yeah, must be the season of the witch. And then we're back into our G7 to C7 alternation. Now in a minute I'm going to show you some different chord alternations that are used in the Donovan version of the song. But just before I do that, let me say if you've been enjoying this video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do subscribe so that you'll be notified of all the future videos I release. And please consider joining as a member. It's very economic to do that. It supports the channel, and also you get special early access to all of my guitar lessons. So please consider joining as a member. Okay, let's carry on with Season of the Witch now. If you listen to the electric guitar in the Donovan version of this song, in the verse, you can hear something like this going on. Okay, so what's happening there is on the G chord we're changing from a regular G to a G7, and on the C chord we're changing from a C7 to a C6. Alright? And we're doing that on the 3rd beat of the bar. That's where the change is happening. So if you listen against the Donovan version, you'll hear the timing's a bit like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the electric guitar really is just playing a downstroke on the 2nd and 3rd beat. And on the 2nd beat, it's playing G. On the 3rd beat, it's playing G7. And then on the C chord, on the 2nd beat, it's playing C7. And on the 3rd beat, C6. Okay? So let's just look a bit, particularly at the C chord. So normally you play a C7 like this with your middle finger on the 4th string 2nd fret there. Now, in this case, I'm going to suggest moving your middle finger from 4th string 2nd fret to 3rd string 2nd fret. So it's tucked in behind your little finger, which is also on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, right? And I'll show you why we're doing that in just a moment. But first of all, what's happening here? I don't want my 4th string to play in this chord, so I'm muting it with my ring finger. My ring finger is fretting the 5th string at the 3rd fret, but it's also muting that open 4th string. Actually, it's quite easy to do that, unless you think about putting your ring finger sort of up in a perpendicular fashion, it will mute that 4th string. So you want to mute that 4th string, right, to give you that C7. And now you can just remove your little finger, and now you have the C6, which is why we put our middle finger there on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. We're still muting that 4th string with our ring finger. Okay. Now, in terms of working this into the way that you play the song, personally for this song, I'd still go for those, 8 beats, 8 downstrokes on each bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you want to sort of accurately copy where the changes are on the record, you've got to change exactly on the 3rd beat of the bar. I find when I'm playing this on my own, I tend to like playing the rhythm I showed you, that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and usually I push the change from the G7 to the C7 and from the C7 to the C6 onto the and after the 3rd beat. That feels natural to me when singing and playing this song. When I look out of my window, so many sights to see. The last thing that you can do, particularly if you're playing with another guitarist, is you can build in a little bit of the bass line, like this. Now, what I'm doing there is playing 4th string, 3rd fret, and then 3rd string open. And then I'm going into my G major chord and playing the 6th string. And then I'm doing my G to G7 change. And then to get to the C chord, the C7 chord, I'm going to play 3rd string open, 4th string, 3rd fret. And then I'm going to my C chord, C7 chord, and I'm playing the 5th string. And then I'm doing my C7 to C6 change. And I'm just alternating through that pattern.